Your mind is the command center of your life. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you allow, and every belief you hold shapes your reality. The difference between those who crumble under pressure and those who rise above it is not talent, luck, or resources. It is mindset. It is the ability to remain in control when the world tries to control you. Most people live as prisoners of their own emotion. They react instead of act. They allow circumstances to dictate their mood, setbacks to dictate their confidence, and opinions to dictate their self-worth. But the moment you take control of your mindset, you take control of everything. Because nothing can touch the man or woman who refuses to be affected. Consider this. Two individuals face the same setback. Let's say rejection. One spirals into self-doubt, overanalyzing every detail, questioning their abilities, and allowing rejection to define them. The other acknowledges the setback but remains unmoved, understanding that rejection is simply redirection. Same event, different mindsets, completely different results. The key is in how you train your mind to process challenges. Weak minds see obstacles as threats. Strong minds see them as tests. A weak mind crumbles under criticism, allowing the words of others to shake its foundation. A strong mind absorbs criticism, filters what is useful, discards what is irrelevant, and moves forward without hesitation. The moment you decide to master your mindset, you become untouchable. To master your mindset, you must first master your thoughts. What you think determines how you feel, and how you feel determines how you act. If your thoughts are chaotic, your life will be chaotic. If your thoughts are disciplined, your life will reflect that discipline. Every great leader, every high achiever, every individual who has ever accomplished something significant understood this simple truth. The mind is the battlefield, and those who conquer it conquer life. It begins with awareness. Most people are not even aware of the mental habits that hold them back. They allow negative thoughts to roam freely in their minds, unaware that these thoughts are shaping their future. They dwell on past failures, overthink future uncertainties, and let temporary emotions dictate permanent decisions. This is the thinking of the average, and the average never rise above mediocrity. But you are not average. You refuse to be. So you must become intentional with your thought. You must train your mind the way a warrior trains his body. Just as a soldier disciplines himself to endure hardship without breaking, you must condition your mind to remain calm under pressure. How do you do this? By practicing control every single day. The moment a negative thought enters your mind, challenge it. Ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Does it make me stronger, or does it weaken me? If it weakens you, discard it. Replace it. Your mind is like a muscle. What you feed it, it becomes. Feed it strength, and it will grow unshakable. Discipline is the foundation of a powerful mindset. You cannot allow yourself to be swayed by fleeting emotions. Emotions are like waves. They rise and fall, come and go. But if you allow them to dictate your actions, you will always be a slave to circumstances. The strongest individuals in history did not let emotions control them. They controlled their emotions. They understood that feelings are unreliable, but discipline is unwavering. When you master your mindset, you control your destiny. You become immune to the distractions that derail others. You no longer waste time worrying about things outside of your control. You no longer allow setbacks to define you. You no longer seek validation because you validate yourself. You become the type of person who walks into a room and commands respect without saying a word, not because you seek attention, but because your presence exudes power. And power is the natural result of a mind that refuses to be mastered by anything but itself. The world does not respect weakness. It does not admire uncertainty, hesitation, or insecurity. People gravitate toward those who exude confidence, power, and control. When you adopt an unshakable presence, you become a force that cannot be ignored, a presence that commands attention without demanding it. This is not about arrogance or pretending to be something you are not. It is about embodying a level of self-assurance that makes others take notice. Most people walk through life uncertain of themselves. They question their worth, hesitate in their actions, and second-guess their decisions. They speak with doubt in their voices, move with uncertainty in their steps, and wonder why the world does not take them seriously. They do not understand that before others believe in them, they must first believe in themselves. The way you carry yourself dictates the way others treat you. If you move through the world as if you are unsure, the world will reflect that uncertainty back to you. But when you stand firm in who you are, when you refuse to be shaken, everything changes. Adopting an unshakable presence begins with mastering your body language. Long before you speak, your posture, your movements, and the way you hold yourself communicate everything about you. Weak people shrink themselves. Hunched shoulders, lack of eye contact, fidgeting hands. They send signals of insecurity before they even open their mouths. But powerful individuals stand tall, move with purpose, and look the world in the eye. They do not slouch under pressure. They do not shrink in the face of adversity. They project strength even in silence. The way you speak is just as important. People with weak mindsets hesitate when they talk, filling their sentences with doubt. They say, "I think," instead of "I know." They apologize for their opinions. They lower their voices when challenged. But those with an unshakable presence speak with certainty. They do not raise their voices in desperation, nor do they lower them in fear. Their words carry weight because they believe in them. When they walk into a room, they do not need to announce their presence. It is felt. To adopt an unshakable presence, you must train yourself to remain composed under all circumstances. This is what separates the powerful from the powerless. Most people react impulsively. When faced with criticism, they become defensive. When confronted with failure, they show frustration. When challenged, they overcompensate. But those with true presence remain calm. They understand that composure is a weapon. When the world expects them to break, they remain unmoved. When others expect them to falter, they stand firm. This is power. Developing this level of presence requires emotional control. Weak individuals allow their emotions to dictate their actions. If they feel nervous, they act nervous. If they feel angry, they act out. If they feel uncertain, they hesitate. But the truly powerful separate their emotions from their actions. They do not allow momentary feelings to define permanent behavior. They move with intention, not emotion. When they feel fear, they move forward anyway. When they face doubt, they stand tall regardless. This is what creates an unshakable presence, the ability to act with conviction no matter what is happening internally. This presence extends beyond just physicality and speech. It is a mindset, an energy that radiates from within. People can sense strength just as they can sense weakness. You have met individuals who walk into a room and instantly command attention, not because they demand it, but because they carry themselves as if they are exactly where they belong. This is the power of presence. It is not given, it is built. It is forged through discipline, through an unwavering belief in oneself, through the refusal to be shaken by anything or anyone. When you adopt an unshakable presence, you no longer seek validation from the outside world. You do not need others to approve of you because you approve of yourself. You do not need constant reassurance because you are certain of who you are. You do not let small inconveniences, negative opinions, or temporary failures affect the way you carry yourself. You move through life with the confidence of someone who knows their worth, who knows their strength, who knows that no matter what happens, they will remain standing. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Every person who has ever accomplished something great has faced hardship, betrayal, failure, and moments of doubt. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is simple. Some use pain as an excuse, while others use it as fuel. Those who master life understand that pain is not meant to break them. It is meant to shape them. Every setback, every loss, every rejection holds within it the potential for transformation. Pain is the greatest teacher, the sharpest weapon, and the most reliable source of strength, if you know how to use it. Weak minds run from pain. They complain, they retreat, they ask, "Why me?" They see hardship as something unfair, something cruel, something meant to destroy them. But strong minds take that same pain and ask, "How can I use this?" They see hardship as an opportunity, a test of resilience, a stepping stone to something greater. The moment you stop seeing pain as the enemy and start seeing it as an ally, you unlock a level of power that most people never reach. Because most people avoid pain at all costs, they never grow. They stay in their comfort zones, afraid to fail, afraid to be hurt, afraid to face discomfort. And because of this, they remain weak. Pain introduces you to who you really are. You do not know your strength until it is tested. You do not know your limits until they are pushed. You do not know your character until life has given you every reason to give up and you refuse. This is the moment where pain becomes power, not when it is absent, but when it is present and you continue moving forward despite it. The strongest people in history, the ones who left their mark on the world, were forged in pain. They took heartbreak, defeat, humiliation, and turned it into something unstoppable. They allowed pain to refine them rather than define them. Pain, when properly understood, is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to evolve. When your body experiences physical pain during training, it is because your muscles are being torn down so they can grow back stronger. The same is true for mental and emotional pain. Every painful experience is breaking down the weaker parts of you, forcing you to rebuild with greater strength. But this only happens if you embrace it, if you allow it to mold you, if you refuse to let it destroy you. People who have mastered the art of turning pain into power do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They do not dwell on what went wrong. They do not relive past failures or nurture old wounds. They take every painful experience and extract the lesson, then use that lesson as fuel. They understand that every painful experience is a form of energy, and they choose to direct that energy toward their goals rather than toward self-pity. They do not allow pain to make them bitter, they allow it to make them better. Pain is the ultimate test of discipline. It is easy to stay focused when everything is going well. It is easy to stay motivated when there are no obstacles. But real strength is developed in the moments where everything feels like it is falling apart, and you choose to keep going anyway. The ability to endure pain without breaking, to remain calm in chaos, to use difficulty as motivation rather than discouragement. This is what separates the great from the average. Those who crumble under pain never reach their full potential. Those who rise in the face of pain become unstoppable. The mind is the most powerful tool you have, and the way you interpret pain determines the course of your life. Some see pain as punishment, as an indication that they should stop trying, that they should give up. Others see pain as proof that they are on the right path, that they are pushing beyond their limits, that they are growing in ways they never have before. The moment you decide that pain is working for you rather than against you, you take back control. You stop fearing discomfort, stop avoiding challenges, stop backing down when things get difficult. The world does not reward those who shrink from pain, it rewards those who conquer it. If you want to be respected, if you want to be remembered, if you want to leave a legacy, you must be willing to endure what others will not. You must be willing to stand tall in the face of adversity, to smile when the world expects you to break, to use every hardship as fuel to build something greater. Because in the end, pain does not destroy the strong, it creates them. The world is loud. Every day, voices surround you, opinions, judgments, criticisms, distractions. The expectations of society, the pressure of comparison, the constant chatter of people who think they know what is best for you. If you listen to all of it, if you allow it to consume your mind, you will never find your true path. Detachment from the noise is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing what deserves your attention and what does not. It is about recognizing that most of what people say and do is irrelevant to your success, and that the moment you free yourself from unnecessary distractions, you step into a level of focus that few ever reach. Most people are trapped by external noise. They care too much about what others think. They spend their energy reacting to negativity, defending themselves against criticism, seeking approval from people who do not matter. They allow the opinions of others to shape their self-worth. When someone doubts them, they hesitate. When someone criticizes them, they question themselves. When someone disagrees with them, they feel the need to argue. This is weakness. This is a mind that has not been trained to stand on its own. A strong mind understands that what others think is none of their concern. It is not arrogance, it is discipline. It is the refusal to be controlled by external forces. Detachment is power. The moment you stop seeking validation, you become unstoppable. The moment you stop explaining yourself to those who will never understand, you reclaim your energy. The moment you stop reacting emotionally to every insult, every doubt, every rejection, you gain control over your destiny. Look at those who achieve great things. They do not waste time arguing with doubters. They do not beg for understanding. They do not concern themselves with temporary opinions. They move in silence, focused, determined, detached from everything that does not serve their purpose. To detach from the noise, you must train your mind to focus only on what truly matters. Most of what you hear, most of what you see, most of what demands your attention is designed to distract you. It is meant to keep you from reaching your full potential. Social media, gossip, negative news, unnecessary drama, these things serve no purpose in your growth. Yet most people allow them to dominate their thoughts. They waste hours worrying about things that have no impact on their future. They react to every comment, every criticism, every trend, losing themselves in a cycle of distraction. Those who rise above this, who learn to ignore the noise, are the ones who achieve true greatness. The strongest individuals are the ones who do not flinch in the face of negativity. When others speak against them, they remain silent. When the world doubts them, they continue moving forward. They do not explain, they do not argue, they do not seek approval. They understand that the path to success is often lonely, that most people will not understand their vision, that true strength lies in the ability to remain focused despite the chaos around them. They do not react emotionally to setbacks. They do not let criticism shake their confidence. They understand that most opinions are based on fear, on projection, on the limitations of others. And so, they detach. They rise above. They keep moving forward. Detachment does not mean isolation, it means control. It means choosing where your energy goes. It means recognizing that every reaction, every emotional response, every moment spent on unnecessary distractions is a moment taken away from your purpose. Most people are drained, exhausted, burned out, not because they are working too hard, but because they are giving their energy to things that do not matter. They are fighting battles that do not need to be fought. They are arguing with people who do not need to be convinced. They are allowing the noise to control them instead of mastering the ability to tune it out. You must train yourself to move in silence. Let your results speak for you. Let your work prove your worth. Let your success be the loudest response. The greatest individuals in history did not waste time defending themselves against every critic. They did not argue with those who doubted them. They did not allow small distractions to pull them away from their mission. They stayed locked in, focused, detached from everything that did not push them forward. They mastered the art of ignoring the unnecessary, and because of that, they became legends. The world will always be noisy. People will always have something to say. There will always be distractions, doubts, criticism, negativity. But none of it has power over you unless you give it power. The moment you choose to detach, to rise above, to focus only on what matters, you unlock a level of discipline and control that sets you apart from the masses. You stop wasting time on meaningless battles. You stop explaining yourself to those who will never understand. You stop reacting emotionally to things that do not serve you. You move with intention, with clarity, with unstoppable focus. You become untouchable. Emotions are temporary, but decisions made in emotion can have permanent consequences. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not intelligence, talent, or resources. It is the ability to act with purpose instead of being controlled by fleeting feelings. Most people live their lives at the mercy of their emotions. If they feel motivated, they take action. If they feel discouraged, they stop. If they feel angry, they react impulsively. If they feel afraid, they hesitate. This is why so many people never reach their potential. They are ruled by something that constantly changes instead of being guided by something solid and unwavering. The strongest individuals are not those who never feel emotion. They are those who do not allow emotion to dictate their choices. To move with purpose, you must understand that your feelings are not always aligned with your goals. One day you will feel inspired, the next day you will not. One moment you will feel confident, the next moment doubt will creep in. If you base your actions on these fluctuations, you will never be consistent enough to achieve anything meaningful. High achievers do not wake up every day feeling unstoppable. They wake up and do what needs to be done regardless of how they feel. They do not wait for motivation, they rely on discipline. They do not seek comfort, they embrace the discomfort of pushing forward even when it is hard. Weak people allow emotions to cloud their judgment. They make decisions based on anger, jealousy, insecurity, or excitement, only to regret those decisions later. They lash out when they feel slighted. They give up when they feel frustrated. They chase short-term pleasure instead of long-term success because they prioritize how they feel in the moment rather than where they want to be in the future. But those who master life make decisions based on logic, principles, and a clear sense of direction. They do not let temporary emotions interfere with permanent goals. They understand that self-control is power, and that the ability to remain calm under pressure is what separates leaders from followers. To move with purpose, you must have a vision that is stronger than your emotions. When you know exactly where you are going, distractions lose their power. When you have a purpose bigger than your feelings, you can endure discomfort without losing focus. Most people quit because they are too focused on the present moment. They feel tired, so they stop. They feel discouraged, so they give up. But those who succeed understand that their emotions are just passing waves. They come and go, but their purpose remains. They push through frustration, fear, and doubt because they know that the bigger picture is what matters. Purpose-driven individuals do not allow emotions to dictate their responses. When insulted, they do not react. When challenged, they do not let ego get in the way. When faced with obstacles, they do not let fear paralyze them. They assess situations logically, choose the best course of action, and execute with precision. They understand that reacting emotionally gives power to external circumstances, while acting with purpose puts them in control. A person who can keep their emotions in check is a person who can navigate any situation with clarity and strength. Developing this level of self-control requires training. It means becoming aware of your emotional triggers and learning to pause before reacting. It means asking yourself whether your current feelings are leading you toward your goals or pulling you away from them. It means reminding yourself that emotions are temporary, but consequences last. Every time you choose logic over impulse, discipline over comfort, and purpose over emotion, you reinforce a mindset of power. Over time, you become the type of person who is unaffected by distractions, unshaken by negativity, and unstoppable in pursuit of your goals. Most people waste energy on things that do not matter because they allow emotions to dictate their focus. They get caught up in unnecessary arguments, distractions, and temporary frustrations that pull them away from their real mission. But those who move with purpose refuse to waste time on anything that does not serve their vision. They do not seek revenge, they do not chase validation, and they do not engage in meaningless drama. Their energy is reserved for building, creating, and achieving. Every move they make is intentional, every action is calculated, and every step is taken with the end goal in mind. To move with purpose, you must also learn patience. Emotional people want instant results. They seek immediate gratification, quick victories, and fast rewards. But success is a long game, and those who achieve it understand that consistency is more important than speed. They do not rush decisions based on excitement or frustration. They think ahead, plan strategically, and trust the process. They know that real success is not built overnight, and they are willing to endure the slow grind because they are driven by purpose, not fleeting emotions. The world respects those who are in control of themselves. A person who is emotionally unstable, easily provoked, or quick to react is weak in the eyes of those who understand power. But a person who moves with purpose, who remains calm under pressure, who does not allow emotions to dictate their actions, that person is feared, admired, and ultimately successful. In life, true strength is not found in the absence of challenges or in avoiding discomfort. It is found in the ability to rise above the noise, to stay grounded in purpose, and to move forward with unshakable determination. Mastering the art of detaching from what doesn't serve you, turning pain into power, and moving with clarity and purpose is the path to greatness. It is not about reacting to life's circumstances, but about taking control and shaping your own destiny. Those who learn to act as if nothing bothers them do not become immune to life's difficulties. Rather, they become individuals who refuse to let circumstances define their success. They stand tall in the face of adversity, remain composed when the world tries to rattle them, and move forward with the unwavering belief that they control their fate. To live this way requires discipline, resilience, and an unyielding commitment to self-mastery. It requires the courage to detach from distractions, the strength to harness pain, and the wisdom to act with purpose instead of emotion. But once you master these principles, you unlock a power that cannot be shaken, a strength that no challenge can break. And in doing so, you set yourself on the path to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Unstoppable, unshakable, and forever moving forward toward your dreams.